Welcome back. Decent Life Initiative. Decent Life Initiative is considered one of the biggest initiatives worldwide, by the way, serving more than 55 million Egyptians all over the country, and particularly to the Egyptians living in remote areas and in the countryside, to change their life to the better in all aspects of life. Why Decent Life Initiative is different than any other program, whether it's presidential or one of the state initiatives in general. To shed more light on this, we are very much delighted to have with us Abdel, our journalist and writer. Thank you very much for being with us, sir.
Thank you for having me in this place, this historical, wonderful, glorious.
We do have a large number of sites in Egypt which we are going, inshallah, to continue discovering and shooting in our program in Nile Cruise.
Hopefully.
But sir, let's start immediately with, as I said in my intro, Decent Life Initiative, and from your perspective, why it's seen as a very different one than any other program implemented on the ground.
I believe that initiative that represents the strategy of the state, top level initiative, speaking of spreading a better way of life in the far governorates, not just in Cairo, not just in the central towns, but all over the governorates, in Sinai, in Upper Egypt, in the oases. We're talking about changing the way of life, not just a trend, not just a title, but changing. We're speaking of changing the way of life that the people in Egypt should deserve, and they deserve a better life by all means. And that's what the initiative is working on since the beginning until now, in different levels, economically, domestically, going side by side by the mega project that was established and is still being established despite any circumstances we are going through right now. I believe this is a way of life and a way of policy of the state. The state, we're talking about the new state, the new Misr, the new Egypt we are seeking to build, hopefully so very soon.
Sir, also in my humble opinion, one of the most important goals which was achieved by Decent Life Initiative is to boost the sense of belonging. When every Egyptian feels that the state or Egypt is really caring, giving much care to all Egyptians, and having this will from the state to make the life of all Egyptians better, I think this is something which we really missed for such a long time, if you agree with me on that.
Well, of course, by all means. We have all sensed it, we have felt it when the president has said it with his feelings, not just orders, not just procedures, but feelings. Representing the new state, the new governor, the new way of life that we are seeking to find in each and every governorate, that in touch with each and every family in Egypt, making their lives better in too many ways, in the field of education,
health service, infrastructure.
Especially the infrastructure, which is connected with the
progress yes.
And the economical progress that we are achieving, along with the mega projects, along with new opportunities, new doors, new windows to be new horizons.
I can also consider, sir, Decent Life Initiative as the big umbrella under which many other initiatives now are being launched, and there are, let's say, fruitful coordination among all of them. I mean, you can find, for example, a mega project, a mega private sector company having a share in this Decent Life Initiative project here in this area or in this village. To have this mix, or to have this relation between the public and private sector, to make sure that the fruitful results are going to be for the best interest of the Egyptian citizen. How do you see this?
With only this way, by only this recipe between the private sector and the governmental sector, we can find finally that the middle class and the small time projects can be a part of the progress, not just the mega project, not just the mega capitals, but we're talking about small capitals, medium capitals. So we're talking about new horizons for the families to change their way of life, their way of connecting with the state. It's not. It's beginning to we can draw that relationship between the state and the citizen throughout such connection, throughout that projects, throughout opening the gates for the ordinary citizen to start his
And
own
let's give an
work.
example here, sir, because I think when we say that of the first priorities of the state is to empower women and youth and to have many programs and initiatives on the ground in cooperation with Decent Life to achieve this goal, I think this is a goal in itself.
Of course, we're talking about launching each and every powerful and each and every power in the society, each and every energy that a man or a woman or even a student that can have a part-time job in his life, to launch all those energies. We can speak about the working family. We can speak about the family that is a part of the city and the city that is a part, a non-central organization for the state. This is a renewal, totally new vision and a new strategy for the state, and should be applied more and more. And I believe we had made a role model for other countries, especially in Africa, to follow. And I believe we have succeeded, especially in the healthcare project that we have invaded again Africa with, throughout other projects like the mega project like the Julius Nyerere Dam in
I cannot
Tanzania.
pronounce its name well, by the way. Anyways, Mr. Amr, here there is a very important side of the coin we should focus on. Our life is not rosy, and of course there were many obstacles on the way. I mean, to have the COVID-19 issue, to have the lockdown, to have after that the conflicts and struggles all over the world, starting from Russia, Ukraine, to what is going on along our borders, all our borders. When it comes to the hikes in food prices, for example, the state is keen to say that the low-income brackets are not going to be touched. That Decent Life initiative is going to continue even if there are a lot of challenges with what's going on around us. How do you see this keenness and the resilience of Egyptian economy regarding what's going on around us, and to have Decent Life initiative going on and also increasing and growing up?
Let me take you to the end of that point. That the initiative didn't stop despite each and every event and each and every dramatic event that we have witnessed. There were a serial of dramatic events that surrounded the nations, not just in Egypt.
Sure.
So we were talking about how Egypt has went on and on despite all the dramatic events that surrounded the country. Not just the country, we're talking about the whole nations that have suffered. We have suffered the COVID-19, we have suffered the crisis of the Ukrainian-Russian conflict, and of course the aggression, the Zionist aggression against Gaza Strip, and the continuing of that aggression against the Western Bank. We are talking about a serial of dramatic actions that we have went through, and we have confronted with trust. We could never confront such serial of demolishing and dramatic actions if we didn't have the strong pillars in our economy. Without the strong pillars in our economy, we can never continue with such initiative like the Decent Life for the ordinary citizen that is living in Aswan, or far in Sinai, or in the Oasis, or in Alamein, or in Libya, or in our borders close to Libya.
Amr Rahman, writer and journalist, thank you very much for your input. Have a very good day. Well, many thanks for watching. Right after the short break, I'm going to return back with more.